Hello, okay, so this is market recap for the 30th of the 5th, 2018. What we see on the screen here is basically how it was left yesterday. This yellow circle is the point where the price has come down to the point where we got into a trade. So that was the entry. And the reason it was the entry is because it broke the previous low, which also between the break also had a high that went higher than the previous high. So this was the previous high, then the price came down and made this low, then the price came up and made another high, which was higher than the previous high. So once we had that little zigzag up, the price came down and broke the low, and that was the trigger for the trade. So we got into a trade, and the price moved down, 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 then sideways, up, 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 down, sideways. So now that we've got, just with that information, we can see that that's the low. Price came up and made this high, and then went and made a low. We don't actually need to do anything until the price comes down and breaks this low. If it comes down and breaks this low, then we will move our stop loss down. But actually, we don't even need to know that that's a high. So all we needed to know that this was the most recent high. I'll get rid of that, and I'll get rid of that. Okay, so just those two circles are all we need to know. So, because the price was coming down and made a low, we know that if the price comes up and then down and breaks that low, we're allowed to move our stop loss down. So it doesn't actually matter how much it zigzags here. If it goes up and down and down and up and down, it doesn't matter. It can do anything it wants between these two circles. So if it goes up above this top circle, we exit the trade. If it goes below this bottom circle, the most recent low, then if it goes below that, we move our stop loss down. So price wiggles around, wiggles around, wiggles around. There. That has broken the low. And now this is the most recent high. So our stop loss goes 10 pips above that, which is where that red line is there. And we just watch what happens. Then we just, so what we're looking for now is the next low. If we come down, there we go. Now we've got a low because we've got down candles followed by an up candle. If the price goes below this most recent low, then we move our stop loss down. If the price comes up and hits our stop loss, we exit the trade. So we'll see what happens. Price comes up, starts coming down, and that's where we're at now. So we're just waiting to see if it goes down for us to move our stop loss down, or if it moves up and exits the trade. But even if it does move up right now, we entered the trade there, and we've currently got our stop loss below where we entered, which means we have locked in profit already. So regardless of what happens, we've locked in about 17 pips, 17.8. So we need just rounded to around 18 pips profit so far. So our previous trade earlier, this one here, which ended up being 7 pips profit, should have been a couple more, but I was sleeping when it happened. So yeah, then the next one came down and got us some profit. Triggered our entry and has wiggled around and moving in our direction. And that's it. That's the market recap. We'll see what happens at the end of this trade.